All right. Things have changed up a little bit today. For the simple fact that the trip was supposed to be all the way over towards Rushville today, but because of the rough night I had at my W-2, I decided to do something a little different and have these two go at it in an Uber Eats only battle. So I figured an Uber Eats only battle, and there's no handoffs with this one. If you go past the time, well, that's on them. So I'm gonna turn there. All right. Okay. So this is just a basic Uber Eats battle tonight between these two. I got two over here for Rutgers right now. Okay. I wonder what's going on here. Somebody over here on my right, they got a little, they're blocking the road. All right, let's get these Uber Eats orders going here. I got two of them. One's going towards Morristown, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, this will be fun. Uber Eats only challenge. I want to get my Uber rates back up because I haven't done Uber since I've been to Rushville, and I thought, you know what, we got to switch it up here a little bit. Let's do some Ubers tonight. Let's try to get that back up. All right, we got two in here. Welcome in. We got, we're taking things. Ashley, welcome in, Ashley. Yeah, we're doing Uber Eats right now. We're doing some Uber Eats offers. Okay. As you can see, my title is the title that I made today. I said we definitely have our 8 that's ready. And I thought to be, to kind of make it to incorporate things since I like to do that. One of my favorite shows I used to watch back when I was a kid was 8 is Enough. And a great song by Grant Goodeve, which is one of that. I just changed a word, but it's a great song. If you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. It's the theme from 8 is Enough back in the 70s. Grant Goodeve is the author of the song, and it's a great song. I just changed a word. Where am I driving, Ashley? I'm taking an order here to Shelbyville, and then I'm going to the other order I got is going to go to Morristown. So whatever they get at the end, again, it's 2 hours. And it's a little bit late here for the Rutgers already had a $3 order here. Yep. Oh, I am. I'm doing what I can. Hey, Thomas Storm, welcome in. Yeah. Welcome in. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm doing the Jimmy John's orders going first, and then Maya's Mexican Grill is the one I'm taking to Morristown. So, all right, where's that coming from? Okay. What's going on over there? Wonder if that had something to do with who was stopped to my right there, right as I started my dash. That's. I was at that traffic light. There was a guy to my right that was stopped, and I don't know what that was about. I was wondering if that has something to do with it. Okay, what's it telling me to do here? I would assume it's going to tell me to, I mean, I could go that way, I guess. I think it'd be harder for me to go that way, though. Say, hey, Fran, welcome in. We're doing an Uber Eats only challenge tonight. Rutgers has 2 of them in there right now, and they already had a $3 pharmacy order. I didn't broadcast that one because it takes forever to get one of those pharmacy things. I mean, I already knew who the customer was because I already did them once. So, but yeah, it's I had a couple of DoorDashes that were in here because while I was waiting, but this is not this is the DoorDash does not count towards this. So I'm going to turn on Noble here. Yeah, sounds fun. Yeah, I just thought, mix it up a little bit. I mean, after being doing some really rough work at my W-2 last night, I just didn't feel like driving all the way over to Rushville again. Okay. Yeah, turn left on Washington. Yep. Okay. Which is right here.
Turn left on East Washington Street.
Yeah. Yeah, I stopped in for Roy's thing there for a little bit, and then I saw the little short that he did about the potato soup. I commented and said, hey, add some chives and some bacon and some cheddar cheese, and there you go. Work getting better. Well, I mean, I'm doing a lot of labor stuff like like cleaning, painting, stuff like that. Last night it was cleaning. That's all it was.
Drop off on the right.
I'm still not anywhere close. Yeah, but at least I can go here. Yeah, I'm nowhere close to where they say. Okay, it's down here somewhere. I don't have to park. Okay. Yeah, I can park. Well, no, I can't. That's a... Okay. 2-hour parking. Okay, I gotta walk it a little bit. That's all right. All right, let me go drop this off. I gotta walk a little bit, but that's okay, because there's no place to park. I shall return. You love small town America. It's so beautiful. Hey, take what I said to you to heart there, Colleen. Believe me, believe it. Just because there's something in your way right now doesn't mean you can't defeat it. I'll be right back. Okay. Now we're heading to Morristown. Now it might go past the 6 hour, but in this contest, it's like a sudden death type of thing. There is no handoff. You have to earn it yourself. Yes. Hey, there's Queen. Welcome, Queen. Yeah, and there's who's that? It's and Eric. All right, welcome, guys. Yeah, welcome in. Yeah, Uber Eats challenge right here. That's what this is. I mean, there might be some DoorDash mixed in, maybe, but the DoorDash does not count. Only Uber tonight. Only Uber. Uber's the only thing that counts. So, trying to get my Uber scores up since when I was in Rushville, I only had one Uber offer. Only one, and that went to Penn State. And that's how they got to 206, only to have Indiana pass them up and take 211. Yeah. Now, welcome in, guys. Okay. Now, what's it saying here? I know I can take this road.
In a quarter mile, continue straight through the roundabout onto North State Road 9.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I pretty much stay on 9 the whole time. Yeah. But for those of you, and Fran, you already knew, I already said it for the drawing. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean, everybody was involved, Fran. Everybody was. Everybody was involved with that because, I did it live on Sunday morning. Yeah, it was done live. Because it was done live, that's why I did it. I was hoping to do 3, not just 1. I was hoping to also get Mom Dog there and Dirty Stack and Deb. I was hoping that I was able to get all 3. But, like I said, you just, it comes with it. But BPD was there and, was close. And I thought, well, if we can at least get 1, which we did, that's all that made it. Yep. Anywhere am I at? We're in Shelbyville right now, and we're heading over towards Morristown to drop this off. Yeah. Sinus issues right now. Yeah, that's going around because it's just changeable weather now. I mean, yesterday here. Yesterday here it got to 51. Hence you see a lot of the snow melt. Today it's only 42, but the snow is still melting, as you can see. That's why I named it the That's what I named it, the Heat Miser Uber Eats Challenge, because Heat Miser's at work right now. It's over 40 degrees, which Snow Miser hates. I mean, Snow Miser says in his song he never wants to see a day over 40 degrees. Well, it's over 40 degrees, so. Your 6-year-old? Oh, no. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, when you get into February, it's that time of year. The temperature fluctuates up and down, and in March too. And I mean, it's this is what part of what I said at the beginning of the year. You got to gear yourself up and protect yourself from that stuff. This is a time for elderberry stuff, like elderberry tea, or if you can take elderberry capsules or whatever. That would be good. You just got to have that in there. That that definitely helps. I sometimes drink ginger turmeric tea, with peach or orange or whatever it is I can find, to take the ginger taste away. That's, you got to gear up for that kind of thing. And the environment that I'm in right now at my W-2 with cleaning, I've got to do all that. So, yeah. I mean, that cleaning last night was really intense. It was rough. Yeah. But I mean, I had to stop by Fran's live last night, and with she was talking about some things that had been going on, and I thought, well, you know what? I thought maybe she could use this prize right now, so that's what I went ahead and gave it to her. But yeah, so sweet of you. I said, well, Fran, I'm telling you, it's like, I was so happy. I mean, even though I started the day so rough on Sunday, I mean, at least I had to do something. And, my main goal was to get her there. I mean, I took my focus, just basically off of the contest and, put it towards someone who needs monetization. And, she needed monetization. Now she's there. And, because she got there, I'm able to reward others along the way. And then, that's not going to stop. And then also don't forget, Fran, we're also going to have a drawing for Team Little Tiny. And I don't know what's going to happen, though. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Because the, with whatever happens tonight, the seeding, whoever loses this will be the number 7 seed. Michigan is already the number 8. Okay. And I know there's a lot that's going to be asking, well, how did Michigan get in? I'm going to say, well, Michigan got in because they beat USC in the head-to-head. And they were waiting to see what was going to happen with other dashes because everything of the head-to-head, it was all elimination. Okay. But because Rutgers and Oregon tied twice, because they tied twice, they stayed in, and everyone else who was eliminated was done. But because they tied twice, then one of them gets to stay for the number 7 seed because they had a higher score than Michigan. So that's how that works. So that's why I made it an Uber challenge. But Fran, you're welcome. I figured that, like I said, anytime I can give somebody something, because like I said, I'm in a giving mood, and anytime I can give somebody something, especially when they might need it the most, it's just something that happens. And remember, whenever you give, the spiritual realm sees it. When the spiritual realm sees it, then they go to work for you. So that's how that works. I know there's a lot of those, especially those that I've grown up with, and those out there, in the world that don't seem to understand that concept. And I figured that if they tried that sometime, or at least thought that know that there's something going on in the background, because there always is, and there always has been since day one. I think things might be a little different. People would look at things differently, and that's the way they should. I mean, there's a saying, and it's always, and it's better to give than receive. And I found that when I was a kid, when you're a kid, you don't think that. But the older you get, the more you realize how true that is. Because it's the smile you put on someone's face, that determines your reward. At least, the one reward you get right away is their smile, but there's another reward that's working for you in the background. May not happen, immediately, but even if it happened, 10 years down the road, that day was still not forgotten. Because the spiritual realm does not forget anything. Okay, but even though, like I said, it's going to go into Oregon's time here, but whatever they post here, that's going to be Rutgers total, and then we have 2 hours. Then Oregon has 2 hours, to 8 o'clock to post what they post. And the thing is, whenever the order comes, they can turn it down if they want. But if they feel that if it's going to bring them to victory or get them close to tying another team, you can still do that. And so that's why I say, if Indy's still lurking, either one of these teams can tie Purdue, and Purdue can get the number 1 seed back. So, yeah. It just all depends. And that's the thing about Uber. The tips on Uber, different than DoorDash. The tips on DoorDash are mainly set in stone. I mean, every now and then you'll get somebody that'll give you some. But Uber, it's been different. I seem to get more money on Uber than tips money on Uber than I do on DoorDash. Case in point, the Penn State Dash the other night. Guy orders 2 pizzas. The original offer was it was a $12 tip. He gave me $14 more. And why was that? Well, if you show you can be personal with those, show customers you appreciate them, talk to the Ring doorbells, things like that, you'd be surprised at what you get. And that's been proven in the Uber deliveries that I've done ever since I've started Uber. That's how your thumbs up goes up. That's how you keep your satisfaction rate. My satisfaction rate has been 100%. It's still been that way. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. Yeah. I'm going to Morristown right now with this Maya's Mexican Grill. Taking that to Morristown right now. At least I'm going there before it's dark. But yeah, we also got to, don't forget, we also got to go to Roy's channel too. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I appreciate that. Yeah. Stopping by Roy's channel and, just turning him on to give him some watch hours.
Turn right on East County Road 850 North.
Why am I going here? Why am I going here? I don't know why I'm going that way. Because there's another way to get there. I don't understand. Why are you having me go this way? Oh, jeez. You too. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, thank you. You too. All right. I don't know why it's having me go this way. There was a different way to where they wanted me to go. I don't know why I'm going this way. There was a different way to get there. All right. Let's see. What is it, 9 minutes? What is it? I'm going 5 miles down this road? Huh. What? 5 miles down this road? Oh, man. I do not know why they're having me go this way. I do not know why. I do not know why they're having me go this way. Ooh, that was a big hawk there. That was a hawk. I don't see too many hawks out here, but that was one of them. Yeah, the signal's bad out here. The signal is bad out here. I apologize for that. I don't know why they had me go this way. I don't understand. I have no idea why. Absolutely no idea why I'm going this way. Now, right here, if I turn left, there's a house right there. A house on the left. If I turn left, the first house on the left over there is the frequent Aldi customer. There's an Aldi customer in Aldi customer that orders all the time in Shelbyville, and that I'm always over there at that house at least once a month. They always order Aldi. 2.5 miles. Yeah. Yeah, that customer over there, that's at least now I know when I turn down there. Yeah, that I'm always at that house at that customer's house all the time, probably at least once a month, giving them an Aldi order. I don't think anybody else wants to take that order. That's why I always take it, because I don't think anybody else wants it. It's too far for them. It's too far for me. But I mean, they at least give no less than 12. And they don't really order a whole lot. I mean, sometimes they'll order like maybe 17, 18 items or something like that. It's not very big. But I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind taking it. Yeah, this is an interesting way to go back here. I guess this is how I'm supposed to get to Highway 52 from here. I mean, I could have just gone all the way to Highway 52. I don't know why. I don't know why they had me go all this back way, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Welcome in, everyone. We've got I got an Uber Eats here. I'm taking to Morristown. Yeah, that's where we're headed to, is Morristown. Uber Eats only challenge. We're in the Oregon's. I mean, this is still Rutgers one right now, but Oregon starts. But there is no handoff here. I said, this is only Rutgers order. Oregon does not take this. They have to earn it themselves. Yeah. This is a different playoff style because they already had one playoffs and they're already in. It's just they're determined who's going to get the number 7 seed. Because Michigan has claimed the 8. And again, how did Michigan get in? They got in only because they beat USC in the head-to-head. And they were just waiting to see what was going on in all the other head-to-head competitions to see if they were even going to get in, and they did. But they will be the number 8 seed automatically. Then whoever loses this one will be the 7. And it starts tomorrow. The Elite 8 starts tomorrow. That's why I put up there, that's why I put that song, Grant Goodeve's song, 8 is enough to,
In a quarter-mile, turn right on East US Highway 52.
to fill our brackets, when it's actually fill our lives. I put brackets, he put lives. And it's a great song. It was a great show too. I mean, everybody says, why do you want, go, feel like you want to live back in the 70s and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. 70s life was way better than the life right now. It seemed much simpler. You didn't have all this, okay, so now I got to go down there. It was a lot simpler life back then. Yes, you have all this technology and everything that seems to be so, convenient. But convenience wasn't a thing back then. And I think that's what made everything so much better, was not everything was convenient. You had to work to get what you wanted. You went outside and exercised. You did all those things. And people don't do that anymore, all because of these gamings and things.
half-mile turn left on North Asbury Road.
Okay, we're getting right into town here. Because there's the high school. Well, the high school's on down, but yeah, there it is. We're in town. It says, welcome to Morristown. All right. And the high school, the Yellow Jackets, is right down here. Okay.
Turn left on North Asbury Road, then turn right on West North Street.
Okay, is it this street here? I guess it is. All right.
Turn right on West North Street, then turn left.
How come there's no street signs here that to which I know what street name it is?
Turn left, then turn right.
Turn left where? Down here?
Christopher C. says, need a door. App 2.
App 2. Okay. All right. I guess I'll just have to go over here. All right. All right, I'm here. I'll be right back. Okay. Now the Rutgers score will be posted in about an hour. That's usually how it works, I guess. It's usually an hour when all the tips come in. Okay. Right now it only says like $9, but there's more than that. And as soon as all the tips come in, then they'll post, and then we'll see where they stand. See if they tied anybody, to see if they tied anyone, and if they do, then we'll have to continue, because now it's all about seeding. I mean, we have our 8. It's just all about where are they going to be seated in the tournament. Hey Daniel, welcome in. Appreciate it. Yeah, happy Wednesday. Yeah, appreciate it, Daniel. We're just not in the greatest signal area, but now we're just getting ready to leave Morristown and head back towards town. But now that Uber's on, who knows where I'm gonna, what I might get. I don't have DoorDash on right now. I had to turn it off because I was here. I mean, there was some DoorDash mixed in, but this is an Uber challenge. Only Uber orders count. that you can see, the snow has definitely been melting the last couple of days, and now we're getting into the sunset. So this is Fran's sunset right here. There's a couple of areas of towns that I don't really hear too much of. Yep, you see the sunset, guys. There it is, right there. Not a bad looking one. Sun going up, with the 2 minutes of sunlight gained every day. What I'm ready for is next month we get to turn the clock up. That I like. Stay light longer. I'm ready for those days to where the sun doesn't go down until after 8. I'm ready for that. Yeah, I'm taking this way back because I didn't want to have to go through all that country road stuff. I'd rather just take 52 to 9 and be ready to go and be done with it. Yeah. A lot faster to get back that way when I get to town. Hopefully I'll get, see, I can turn DoorDash back on if I want to, but I kind of don't want to hinder their time. I mean, they have 2 hours, and usually a lot of the orders over Uber, you tend to get a lot of double-digit orders around this time, so that's what I was hoping. You only take the order if it makes sense. Yeah, that's why we changed it up today. Did not go to Rushville. Changed it up because I just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling driving all the way down there again. So we decided to switch it up, do an Uber challenge. Who can make the most? 2 hours. Because I've needed some Uber orders. I haven't had any in a while, and I want to get back onto that again. All right, we're back to 9. I know it's a long trip back, but gotta get back. But I just felt like, using that title today because, like I said, it was a great show, and I just felt it was just fitting. 8 is enough to fill the bracket. So we have our Elite 8, and the Elite 8 starts tomorrow. Starts in Greensburg. It'll be Michigan that goes tomorrow too, by the way. Michigan will be the one that goes tomorrow. Because the Elite 8 is, it goes like this. We got to see who's going to go with them, though. But I mean, if for some reason there is a tie tonight, though, then of course we'll have to wait, and maybe we'll have to do another Uber challenge again. we'll see. See how it pans out. But I gotta wait until the end. I gotta know within an hour how much they got. Add to the 178. I'm now up to 57% on my acceptance rate on Uber, which is good because, I mean, I haven't been doing it though. So now that I'm at 57%, that makes me look better. Speaking of the regular college basketball and the regular Big Ten, things have been getting pretty interesting. Finally, some upsets, and like I said, even in the, it doesn't matter what you. I mean, you can go in and upset somebody on their own home court, but at the same time, someone can come into your home court and upset you, which is exactly what Wisconsin did to Illinois. And Illinois is the one that beat Purdue on Purdue's home court. So that's what I say. That's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this, is because it doesn't matter. In the Big Ten, and it's proven with this too. No lead is safe. No lead is safe. Does not matter what seed you are. No lead is safe. You can be a 6 seed like Michigan was in 1989 in the tournament and end up winning the tournament. The tournament is a number. It can happen. I mean, Villanova, 1985. Yeah. They won the NCAA tournament and they were an 8 seed. I think that's the highest seed to ever win a tournament, I think, and I think they're the only 8 seed to win. Well, when it comes to this time of year, see, there you go, there's another 8, the 8 seed to win, yeah. But with Michigan starting as an 8 seed, who knows? Michigan started this whole contest anyway. They were the first team to go, and it was a Sunday, and they only made $127. But USC tied them, and then they went head to head, and they beat USC pretty soundly. Of course, USC didn't get any orders from 6 o'clock to 7:30 either. So, I mean, you're not going to win if you don't get any orders. So let's see what happens when we get back here. Probably turn DoorDash back on too. Because a lot of times, if I turn DoorDash back on, well, then then Uber will probably say something because they don't want to compete. I want to do more Uber tonight anyway. I want to see what Uber's like with in Greensburg. tail end of the sunset. That's what a lot of people like to see, the sunset. Facing a little more west, you could see it a little bit better. I mean, you still see a good one. I like, I mean, even though I'm not really into sunsets like I am the sunrise, I mean, the sunsets are pretty too. But I'm more of the sunrise because I like to see the day begin, not to see it end. Just like it's just like the closing time song. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. It goes with days as well. Just wish the signal was better than it is. The signal's terrible up here. Quite a drive there from Morristown, but hopefully we'll get some orders here. What I might have to do is turn it back off and turn it back on. Some utensils showing up here soon, I would think, because we're getting right back close to town. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's... Remember those days. Yep. Yeah, I had to do that with my daughter. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember those days. And then she's doing that with my grandson. It was a little bit rougher with him for the fact that he has, a form of autism. It was a lot rougher for her to do with him, especially a boy. Yeah. Well, he's a boy, what can I say? I mean, she had her issues too, but not like, some boys have, like you said. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and back. So we're going to go offline. Okay. And then we're going to go back online. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn here. We're just going to sit up here for a minute. Then I'll probably turn DoorDash back on just to turn it on. Okay, so just to be up here, I'm going to... It's still light out. We're doing do the little scenic route here just in case I get something. So I'm just going to shut this off for now, because if I turn DoorDash back on, if I turn DoorDash back on, I might get something, but we'll see. Then Uber, it's all about Uber sending it first. This right here is all about seeding in the tournament. We have our 8. We're just waiting to see what happens here, who will get the number 7 seed, and so forth. And I'll post the seeding later on tonight. If we know for certain who's going to go against who. The lower seeds go on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The higher seeds go on Fridays and Sundays. I always like to go down here, especially if I was to get something on either platform. If I'm don't go too far down here, I can turn around and come back this way. That's one of the reasons why I come down here. Plus, it's not that bad looking down here either. You can look and see all the snow that's melted around here. This right here is a lot of deer area around this area, but it is pretty down here, especially when you're going through a sunset deal. All right. Yeah, the last time I came down here, it was absolutely full of snow, and you couldn't do anything. But because it got to 51 yesterday, a lot of this has disappeared. Now out here, this is where a lot of deer hang out. Sometimes they'll pop out over here. And you might see them in the grassy areas over here to the right. Or they'll be over here on this side. Right over here in this wooded area. And you'll see them in there. But I always go that way if I'm up there and I don't get any orders, and I just go up there and do that to try to get away from there. Why does it still say I'm outside the zone? I'm not outside the zone. an order that was up here earlier. One of my DoorDash orders was down here. It was a Kroger order. You can still see the remnants of a sunset. I kind of like that. But we're going to see the opposite in the morning when we're in Greensburg. Now, what I like about Greensburg is kind of similar to Rushville for the fact that Greensburg, you don't drive a whole lot. I mean, there's some where you got to drive like maybe 8 or 9 miles, but rarely. Most of your orders are within a 2 to 5 mile radius, which is not bad. And the last time I was in Greensburg, I did have a dirty stack. I remember that. It was a Dunkin' and a Subway. And the reason it worked out was because I picked up the Dunkin' and then I accepted a DoorDash. The delivery for the Dunkin' was right across the street from where the DoorDash was. I was able to park and hit accept on the DoorDash and then walk across the street and hand the Uber to the customer that across the street. That was the only dirty stack I ever had there in Greensburg, but I did have one. It's a lot better down here. So we'll drive up by the pizza places, see if we get any of those. I mean, this is Wednesday night too. You don't know what to expect on a Wednesday night. Because if I'm not mistaken, when Michigan beat USC, I think that was a Wednesday night, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was. When USC didn't get anything from 6 to 7:30. On either platform. We're here close to where my W2 is. Some rough work in there last night, I'll tell you that. Real rough work. Morgan's going to 8, so we need some orders. And there's no handoff. They have to earn it yourself. Well, at least now it's you start to get a little dark. It's getting close to 7 o'clock now to where it gets fully dark, whereas a month ago it was already dark at 6, but not now. All right, we need some orders from either platform. I mean, it doesn't matter which one. You got to do something here. Hey, it's Fran saying 100. Oh, she wants to hear some music. Okay, thank you, Fran. Yeah, let's play it. Let's do it. Yeah, maybe that'll get the ball rolling, hopefully. Let's do it. Here we go. And there we go. Oh, went interrupted. What do we got? Hold on here. Oh, shut up. What is it? Taco Bell. All right. $6. Only going like a mile and a half, so that'll work. Yeah. Taco Bell. At least now I'm able to, I can welcome, yeah. At least now I can welcome. See how the bell interrupted the music. Maybe when I stop here, I'll just go ahead and play it again. I don't know, maybe Uber will make a noise. Who knows? Believe me, I'm not at all surprised about that, but at least I can park here again. This was all covered in snow, but Heat Miser took care of that in one day. Yep. All right. I can hit arrived at the store, so I'll go ahead and play it now. So here, let's, all right, let's do it. Here we go. One more time. There we go. And this is also for Team Little Tiny winning the cat tournament. All right. right, let's go in there and Taco Bell. Be right back. right, now they just did the same thing to me now with this that they did with the Kroger order the other day. I close out one order, and then all of a sudden they want me to go back and pick up another order. Okay, well, I'll go do that. Be right back. DoorDash has been doing that lately. I don't know why. Okay. This one you want a receipt. All right. Yeah, hopefully after I drop these off, we'll have an Uber order. That would be nice. Got to get Oregon on the board, at least doing something. Let's see. Hey, Dalikoa's Team Chi, welcome in. All right. Okay. Okay, the one with the cookie freeze goes first. Okay. One with cookie freeze. All right, let's go do it. Here we go. Hey, Rosebud. Welcome in, Rosebud. It's in. There's Sally. Welcome, Sally. Welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, tonight determines the seating. And so far, the way it's looking right now, they got an hour left. Rutgers is gonna beat Oregon, so Oregon will have will be the number 7 seed. By the way, Sally, Penn State will be the number 2 seed. You know, provided they don't get tied, they will be the number 2 seed in the tournament. So, they had a fantastic night the other night. Only IU got the better of them on Sunday night. Okay, we got 2 DoorDashes here in the car.
Then turn left onto State Route 44.
Hopefully after that we'll get an Uber. Yep. Yep. So, like I said, right now the way it still looks, Indiana will be the number 1, Penn State will be number 2, Purdue will be number 3, and Iowa number 4. Well, of course, like I said, that all determines though after the full outcome.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Amos Road.
Yeah, they're having me go a different way. Okay. So they're going to have me go this way on Howard Street. Okay, that might not be a bad idea. It's better to go that way than to go through town.
Turn left onto Amos Road.
All right.
Continue for a half mile.
Yeah, it's just sad. I haven't been able to visit Sally's, lives or anything earlier, because of my W-2. And, hopefully we'll be doing that again here shortly. I mean, I know when Penn State goes, whenever that's going to be, since they're the number 2 seed. If that's a day that's during the week, I will have Sally on as a simulcast. So.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Howard Street.
Sally, have they ever found, what's causing that? I mean, I know that's got to be frustrating, that it keeps doing that all the time, but, have they really found anything that might be doing that?
Continue for a mile.
Okay. It'll get you anyway. Yeah. Should be turning left up here, I would think.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Van Avenue.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. It is over here, yeah. All right. Well, we all appreciate you, Sally. Since we enjoy watching your stuff in the morning. It's just that, it's just been crazy with that W2 lately. I mean, I can't even have phones on the floor to listen to anybody anymore. That's the sad part. They don't understand how they can do this stuff. I said, yeah, I mean,
Turn left onto Van Avenue.
you would think that there would be some specialist that would know what's going on.
In 800 feet, 404 Van Avenue, Shelby Billing, Indiana 46176. USA will be on the right.
A fall you had? Oh, man.
404 Van Avenue, Shelbyville, Indiana 46176. USA is on the right.
Yeah, right in the middle. Okay. Yeah, I've never been over here before. All right. Yeah, it's a little duplex area. Okay. All right. All right, it's this first one. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm turning a year shy of 60 next Friday. Shattered your kneecap, and they think that's the trauma that might have caused it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just, yeah, it's the older you get, the more things you got to leave behind, and unfortunately, some parts of that is some parts of your body that won't work as well as they used to, and that's what I hate. I certainly know
Drive west
some
on
of
Van
that.
Avenue. In a quarter mile, turn right onto South Harrison Street.
And like I said, I'm going to be one shy of 60 on it's next Saturday. Yeah, so I know exactly what that's like. I mean, you'd hate to think the older you get, the more things you have to leave behind, and that's a sad but true fact.
Turn right onto South Harrison Street, State Route 9. Then turn left.
Yeah. Okay. And
Turn left onto Jefferson Avenue.
And that's what I thought. I thought you were going to say. Okay.
In 700 feet, turn right onto 3rd Street.
Well, thank you, Rosebud. It's a week from Saturday, but hey, appreciate it. Yeah.
Turn right onto 3rd Street. Then turn left.
The only thing I always know, if everybody can learn to remember it, is it's always the week after Valentine's Day.
Turn left. Then 131 3rd Street, Shelbyville, Indiana 46176. USA will be on the left.
Okay, somebody's coming out, so it's back that, so it's down here. Oh, I can park up here. Okay, good. Okay. I think I know who this is right here. Okay. Yeah, I never like parking on this street because it's always rough. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. All right, well, that was rough. He didn't have his porch all shoveled, and there was ice on there, so I had to kind of do a little bit of rough stuff getting up there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, the tips have come in on Uber. Let's see what Uber has on there. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, so that's what Rutgers made. So that gives them a total of $199. So they're at $199. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So that would mean, unless Oregon passes them, that would mean they still got their Christmas stuff up there at that one house. Christmas in February, okay. But yeah, with just Uber, that puts Rutgers at $199. So that would put Purdue in the 4th seed then. But again, seeding does not matter. And I've said that I don't know how many times. Seeding does not matter. But if Oregon does not get anything, if Oregon does not get anything, they would automatically be the number 7 seed. So it would be Michigan. So yeah, so that's what it would be. So see, so who's seed number 5? It would be Purdue and Iowa going battling, wouldn't it? Yeah, Purdue and Iowa would battle each other. Well, it seemed fitting because that would because that's what Iowa was doing from the very beginning. They were 3 shy of it, and that would be a pretty good little matchup right there. It's just Iowa would go first as the 5th seed, though. Hold on, order. What we got? Hold on here. All right. Okay, we got 2 orders. All right, I guess we'll take them. $8 for 8 miles. All right. Hey, there's Jim Ballred. Welcome. You don't college? You don't follow it that much? Okay. And Bill's here. Welcome, Bill. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Yeah, I just got an 8 for 8. It's 2 drops. It's El Mason and I'm trying to remember what the other one was that I had to do. Yeah, El Mason. I'm picking that one up first, and then that. So I think with these 2 orders here, I think Oregon's going to go ahead and accept the number 7 seed. So, but like I said, the seeding does not matter. It doesn't matter. And when you're in the Big Ten, it does not matter where you're at. So it would be this way. If they decided to go ahead and and call it, this is how it would be. Okay. Indiana would be the number 1 seed. They would go against Michigan. So. Penn State would be the number 2 seed, would go against Rutgers. I mean, not Rutgers, against Oregon. Yeah, it would go against Oregon. And then Rutgers would go against Ohio State. And then Purdue against Iowa. So that's the seeding. That's how it would be. But then again, like I said, you drop these off. I mean, within the last minute, you could get a $22. You could get a $22, $23 order from Uber. You just never know. We're just going to go ahead and leave it on for right now. I'm just surprised I haven't heard anything from Uber. So, yeah. But I've had orders after this time get over $20 before. So, if nobody wanted to drive a certain place, so we'll just leave it on for right now. But like I said, that's the scenario at this point. Yeah. So Indiana, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon, Rutgers, Ohio State, Iowa, Purdue. Purdue, Iowa. That's how it would be. Okay, you tell me you're going to turn. All right. So at that point, Michigan would go tomorrow and Indiana would go Friday. It's the 8 versus the 1. And both Uber and DoorDash, they both count like always. It is 8 hours, Greensburg and Shelbyville. The winner goes to the Final Four, to which the Final Four will be in Greenfield. Still students that come visit you in their late 20s. Well, that's awesome. You got students that come visit you. Well, sometimes, students, they don't forget their favorite teacher. I mean, I know that, sometimes, even as old as we are, they said, do you have a favorite teacher or something that you remember when you were in school? They say, oh, that was so many years ago, but yeah, you can always remember them. I mean, I had a couple that I certainly want to forget, but you know how that is. Yeah. All right here at El Mason. All right, here we are. All right. Now we go across the street to Pelosinos. Okay, yeah, that's who it was that we needed to go to. It's Pelosinos. I knew it was something. Okay. All right. Got to clean up dinner. Talk to you later. All right. Thank you for stopping in, Sally. I might check you in the morning. When I do my live, I'll check you in the morning. So know that your Lions are the number 2 seed. So, okay. Go in here and pick the Velocina's order up now. All right. Well, I need to get something to eat now. All right, Bill. Appreciate it. And by the way, Bill, I'm going to go ahead and do this for you since you come in here all the time, and I've seen you in, there we go, just the standard. There you go, Bill. Next time you're in, you'll be blue. Welcome to the blue team. All right, let's be right back, guys. A pizza, yeah, okay. I'll just go ahead and take it. Right. Yep. Your friend's channel wanted a couple more. I said, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, you're welcome, Bill. I'm glad to do that for you, you know. like I said, there are those that come in and say, "Oh, can I have one? Can I have one?" I said, "You gotta, you gotta earn it. If you, I see you in other lives, and and do that, then that's when you get it." Oh yeah, that's that guy over there. Yeah, okay. So that's where the El Mason's going. Okay, I forgot that name. Yeah, it's over there on that one road that where the house is back. The street stuff is backwards. All right. Yeah, well, the sequence of the street, they got one of the street is backwards, and so it was kind of confusing to try to find the house when I first had this person, and then when they explained, hey, it was backwards, it's like, okay, no wonder I couldn't find you because it was backwards. But now I know. So, and they order all the time. I was going to sub to the blue, but I guess I already was. Oh, yeah. Oh, that wasn't nice there. All righty. But yeah, it's should be interesting now. Yeah, I know Indy's not going to like going down to the fourth seed, but yeah, it's just the way that it turned out. Yeah, but as I said, it does not matter, what seed you are. It just depends on the orders that happen, the day that it is. I mean, you have the advantage if you're going on a Friday or a Sunday, but you can do well on a Tuesday and Thursday and do better than someone on a Friday or Sunday. So you just never know. You just never know. But the orders are closer in Greensburg, so that's the reason why I made the Elite 8 there, because the orders are closer there. I mean, it's closer to get there than it is to get to Rushville. But, there's a lot more restaurants there, and, but still, it's not that far driving. I mean, you might go 8 or 9 miles a couple times or something, but other than that, you really don't. All right. I don't know why I went on this thing, because I already know what I got to do. Here, that's what I gotta do. Yeah. All right. Well, it just looks like Rutgers did what Michigan did. But you pay your money, you take your chances. You don't know what's going to happen. All I was trying to do is get my Ubers up, and I only ended up getting a couple orders. That's a whole different thing tomorrow. The 8 seed Michigan goes tomorrow. The 1 seed Indiana goes Friday. Then 7 seed Oregon will go against 2 seed Penn State. As a 7 seed Oregon would be Tuesday. 2 seed Penn State would be Sunday. 6 seed Ohio State that following Thursday, and 3 seed Rutgers on Friday. And then Iowa on Tuesday, and Purdue on Sunday. So Purdue is going to, so Purdue is going to get us Sunday. So, yeah. So that's going to be an advantage for them. They're going to get a Sunday. Penn State gets a Sunday and Purdue gets a Sunday. Then you're in the Final Four. Now the championship dash, I'm thinking we're going to make that a Sunday, and it's 12 hours. Because the Final Four is 10, and I think the last one would be 12. Oh yeah, I gotta go this way, don't I? Yep. Alright, yeah, I gotta go this way. Okay. Hey, Rosebud. Alright. Go find the house with the backwards address. You have it all planned out. Yep. Well, but it's the best days to work it. See, Tuesdays and Thursdays is the lower seeds go Tuesday and Thursday. The higher seeds go Friday and Sunday, because Friday and Sunday you have a more of an advantage. Okay. So this guy right here, yeah, he doesn't have a light on. Oh, that's nice. Usually you leave a light on, but decided not to today, for whatever the reason. Okay. Be right back. Okay. Still a little bit of ice there in their driveway, but that's all right. All right. What is going on here with that? I'm at the right place. Oh, now I gotta restart this. Oh man. It's snowing there? Oh man. Well, now I'm gonna have to retake the picture. All right, then naturally, always at this time of night, I have to go to that apartment complex up there on the north side. So, okay. Yeah, I had to restart my phone, which was crazy because it wouldn't go to the next thing. Okay. And that's the cost of time. So while I'm up here at the light, something I must play. Okay.
Player drops 50.
You have to do this.
Very used the free throw. And a technical foul call. I think it's on Tim Duncan sitting on the bench. Somebody on the bench for the Spurs. Yep, it's Duncan, who was unhappy with the lack of a call or a call earlier.
Okay. Yep, I had to issue that there. Hope you stop, because you're supposed to. Okay. Yeah, I had to issue that because of the fact that I had to. It would not let me go to the next screen when I was at the right place, and then I had to restart my phone because the screen froze, and that's a loss of time. Goes against your time. Goes against your on-time record. So, yeah, so because I lost time on that, probably going to count against me. That's, that's why I had to issue the T. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it does get frustrating at times with these platforms, because I mean, you're in the right place and they tell you, say, oh, you're all because I didn't take the exact picture the last dasher took. That's why they gave me that thing. It says, oh, you're nearby, but you're at the wrong place. No, I'm not. Just because I don't take the picture the exact same way that I know where the house is. And just because I don't take the picture the same way the last dasher does, doesn't mean that I'm not at the right place. First of all, that's a red flag anyway for the fact if you use that picture, you tried to get dashers before for using someone else's picture. Who was it that said that? Yeah. Someone that said that, I think it was Kim's Side Money Plans that said, well, DoorDash is cracking down on those that you're taking someone else's picture and all that. And I said, well, the thing is, I was taking something completely different, even though I was at the right place. But you say I'm not at the right place because I didn't take that last, picture was exactly like the last dasher went to. Don't work like that.
Drive north on North Riley Highway, State Route 9.
You're just finding ways, to continue your illogical policies to get dashers into trouble. That's what that is. Yeah. That's what I showed on Sunday. I showed that your the shop and deliver policy. Whereas if there's something missing and then you have to refund and it counts against the dasher for the refund, it's not the dasher's fault that it has to be refunded because the store is out of stock. But according to DoorDash, even if an unstocked store, it's still the dasher's fault. Yeah. That's why I had London Bradley say that in the in the
Turn right.
on the thumbnail was the fact is that, if the store is not stocked, the dasher is responsible for an unstocked store, which is dumb. No, it's not right. No. And because and then the Kroger one where I had Bob Knight throw his chair across the free throw lane, which he did in February 23rd, 1985. The one I had there, was even more stupid.
Right, then turn left.
Because there was a product that Kroger no longer carried. It changed its name. They carried the same product. It's the same product. They just changed the name. It's a different name. But the scanner didn't pick up, But according to the scanner, it was when I scanned it, even though it was the same thing, they said this is not the correct product. Please, scan the correct product. And so I had to, the customer was going to okay it, but the scanner was not going to allow the customer to okay it. And then I didn't have a tag to show that it was not the right thing. So they counted that against me. Because you don't have a tag to show that it's not the right product, that it's the same product or or that product isn't on the shelf, well, then that's that's the dasher's fault. The dasher's at fault for not having the tag up there on the shelf when it's the merchant that's supposed to do it. But no, that's the dasher's fault. Yeah, that's the dasher's fault. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so now they want me to go to Zaxby's. All right, I can do that. I gotta go back towards that town anyway. Yeah, Rose, that's exactly right. Yeah. And see, the thing is, the reason why, I had it up there is what I said that, that I lost $25 because, my shopping rate would have just been, absolutely down the drain, because, there was that Meyer order that I had that, that there was an item that Meyer did not carry. And, because the associate and I, we looked everywhere for that product. They didn't carry that product at that Meyer because they couldn't find it and I couldn't find it. So again, that was a barcode issue that I couldn't scan because they didn't have the product. So I had to unassign that order because it would have been times 4 because they ordered 4. And then there's a refund, and that would have hurt that part of it, that too. Say my shopping order order thing would have been completely destroyed. Yeah, that incentive thing would have been completely destroyed, and then I would have had to do 120 more shopping orders to get that back to where it needs to be, because I had to make up all that stuff. It's stupid policy. They do whatever they can because they don't want to give dashers money. That's what that is. Yeah. Yeah, here's a great incentive, but I mean, if there's something, if the merchant doesn't have stuff up there, well, I'm sorry, Dasher, it's your fault. You work for the merchant, so at least that's what they think. I mean, that's the mentality. They think that the Dasher works for the merchant, or is supposed to work for the merchant. Doesn't work like that. Even Charlie the Brash Dasher, he said something similar to that. I think the way he said it was, he expects us Dashers to be at that store 24/7 to make sure that store is stocked up, or the fact is that your customer is the only person that's entitled to the product, and no other person in the city is entitled to the product. That's the mentality. That's what they're trying to make it look like. Your customer is not the only person that is entitled to the product that they want. Everyone in the city is entitled to it if they want to have it. And no Dasher should be punished because that's not on the shelf. That is not right. You don't make your Dasher look like a liar because because the product isn't on there. If a store doesn't carry it, they don't carry it. It's not the Dasher's fault. All right, let me pick this up. I'll be right back. All right. So this will take us past 8 o'clock. This will be the last order. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, I know exactly where this is. It's over by the preschool. So yeah. Nope. No, it's just some stupid. It's just dumb, stupid policies. That's all it is. I had to throw away $25 because the store did not have 7 items, and 4 of those items there wasn't a tag for. So it would have hurt both of my, finding the original item and not being able to substitute. It would have hurt both of those. And then I would have had to do 120 deliveries, 120 more deliveries to get those scores back up, because it's for every one that's bad, you have to do 40 more to make up one. Because those incentives that you get for those types of orders, I mean, if you have a great shopping rate, you can get orders of $40, $30, $40, $50 for a certain order, and that makes a big difference. But then when your shopping rate is below that, then you'll get like $4 here, $5 here, and then they make you do, little tiny shopping orders, nuisance stuff that keeps you from getting bigger restaurant orders and stuff like that. It's just like a continuous punishment. That's all it is. It's continuous torture over stupidity. And that's why I said in the live, I said, hopefully that there were other dashers that would watch that and see exactly where I was going with that. And they would agree that the program needs to be dropped. Now I can see in some sense, where they were going there. They say, well, if you're taking a customer order, we got to make sure that you're not taking the customer's items. I said, well, that's not, that's, there are, some dashers that, that probably would do something like that. But at the same time, they're those honest ones that do the right thing all the time. And, what reason do they have to be, to be punished for something that is beyond their control? I mean, we're independent contractors. We do not work for the merchant. We do not work for DoorDash. All we do is we're the third party. That's all we are. Yeah. We're the third party. And we as third party, we deserve respect, not to be punished for something that a merchant has or doesn't have. It's dumb. We do not work for the merchant. We can't tell the merchant what to do. We're independent contractors. We can't force the merchant to do anything. DoorDash thinks we can, but we can't. And I know that there's, a lot of, those that I've watched on YouTube that, that would do shopping orders. There were a lot of them that just stopped the shopping entirely because they got tired of it. And, you can't blame them. There's one guy that was on there one time that I saw. He said, the shopping rate, I said they tried doing something similar like that to him. And he just, unassigned the order. And then he went on the thing and he said, I will never do another shopping order for DoorDash ever again. He said, it's insanity. And I said, that is exactly what it is. I don't want to say the words that he said on the air, but he he really let it out. And I certainly said, I'm with you there, man. I really am. So I don't blame you if you never want to do another shopping order for them again. I don't blame you. I mean, the only beauty of that is for the fact that if there's stuff that they don't have, you can unassign the order, provided that your completion rate is 96% or higher. I mean, you can make up your completion rate faster than you can make your shopping rate.
Continue on South Harrison Street, State Road 9 for 2 miles.
Let's see. I do Instacart. DoorDash has weird rules. Yeah. Well, I mean, Instacart though is really hard to get on. Let's see, Lazy Rabbit. There's a guy here in Shelbyville. I was waiting on a pizza delivery. He and I were waiting on pizza orders for DoorDash, and he told me that he had finally gotten on Instacart. It took him 3.5 years, a 3.5 year waiting list to get on Instacart. 3.5 years. That's how long the wait list was. And I was like, "You waited that long?" He said, "Well, I wanted, said it sounded like something good." Yeah, 3.5 years. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, "Man, it really took you that long?" I said, "There's some that are waiting, kind of that long for Spark." Yeah. 3.5 years. And it's like, I can't believe. I said, what did you do? Did you have to keep, go? Did you have to keep logging in to see where you stood? Or he said, yeah. He said, you had to do that all the time. You don't hear from him for a while, so you log on, you try to find out what's going on, and then, you had to keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing it until finally, they kept saying, I said, "You're still on the list. We'll call you when we have a position available." So, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Roy? Yeah. Yeah, I saw that potato soup there, Roy. Yeah. Yeah, you just add a little milk to that, and yeah, 3.5 years I'd have given up. Yeah, well, he didn't though. Yeah. Yeah, 3.5 years. I couldn't believe that he would wait that long. He'd been doing DoorDash for like 8 or something like that. The only reason he got into DoorDash was because there was a place he used to work at here in town that closed up. And so he said he thought, well, you know what? And that was like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. That place closed up. And he just said, you know what? I'm not going to do another W-2. I'll just go out and do DoorDash, Grubhub and stuff like that. He said, the W-2 stuff, he said he didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. But then, he thought, okay, then he signed up for Instacart and when he wanted to do that because he heard of how good Instacart was. And he said, then they just put him on the waiting list. And, since then, he finally got on. This was like 6 months ago or something like that when he told me he was on there. But yeah, I mean, it's just nuts. Yeah. But yeah, Roy, we'll try to get you some, try to help you out with your watch hours. Yeah. And I also like to see it, depending on where you are, you can make some really good money. Oh yeah, I know you can.
Turn right onto Western Trace.
I know some towns where you could clean up on that. And one of them I know is Columbus. Columbus, you can really do well there.
2413 Overlook Drive, Shelbyville, Indiana 46176. USA will be on the left.
This guy's a frequent customer, and usually he pays more than this. Somebody give him bad service or something? I hope not. Usually he pays a lot more than this. See, that's one thing, one person can ruin it for everybody else. I've done pretty good on tips tonight. I just wish I would have had more Ubers than I got. Yeah. I only got like 3 Ubers. That's it. But I've been doing pretty good on tips. I usually do pretty good. It's only because of, a lot of the times.
413 Overlook Drive,
It's the next
Shelbyville,
one.
Indiana 46176. USA is on the left.
Requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following instructions.
Leave at my door. The customer requested you leave the order
All
at
right, I
their
already
door.
heard you once.
They added the following instructions. Leave at my door.
All right. All right, go drop this off. After 8. Here we go. Yeah, I was just kind of surprised at that. Yeah. Usually he, like I said, usually he tips more than this. Somebody must have given him some not so good service. But that's why I say, you're getting good tips. So a lot of it is like Chuck from Dashing Across America taught me. He's, the way to do it is to speak to the ring cameras. He's coming this way, so I got to go through here. Speak to the ring cameras and tell the customers you appreciate their business. That's what I do. And try to be as personable with them as you can, especially those hand it to yous that you do on Uber. That's how I got that great tip the other night that put Penn State in the number 2 seed. I mean, they were the number 1 at the time until IU beat them out on Sunday. But yeah, that's how you do it. I mean, I turned a $12 tip into a $24 tip. The way to do that is to show appreciation to your customers. I said, that's why I put that short out on these. Well, DoorDash helped me. I mean, YouTube helped me with that. They picked the right place for me to do that at the end of my live to show that it does pay to speak to ring cameras, and it does. Yeah, we're gonna go and see. I'm gonna probably put Roy's live on here. Probably have it maybe running in the background tonight. Try to get those watch hours back up since monetization man decided to not do it. Yeah. But you have a good night too, Rosebud. I really appreciate you joining today. I really do. Hope you get to join sometime during the tournament. It should be an interesting one, I'll tell you. Should be a very interesting one. I mean, they've all been interesting up to this point. And, yeah. But what I'll do is I'll post, probably when I recreate the thumbnail for this so I can show where all the seatings are, so that we can get ready for tomorrow. I'll go ahead and get my thumbnail up for tomorrow, since Michigan's going to be the one going tomorrow, since they're the number 8 seed. I just wonder, I said, if you're really still here, Roy, I said, how many puppets do you have? I would, I'd love to see you have 8. Because I like that, because, that song, that would be a good song for you to do a, Grant Goodeve's song would be a good one for you to do a karaoke at one time. See if there's anybody who remembers it. Because I'm making this Elite 8 incorporate that into it. Because it was 8 kids in a family of 10. That's why it was named that. 8 kids. Then there was a show that tried to, a show that I don't know if they did it intentionally or inadvertently, but when Just the 10 of Us came on, that was kind of where they were going with that. It was almost like the 90s version of the 70s, kind of, just in a different way. So yeah, I'll go ahead and let's see. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that thumbnail, and know that Rutgers has 199, takes the 3rd seed. Oregon didn't get anything because I didn't get an Uber. Didn't hear from Uber at all after 6. So that's the way it was with USC too. So it's not uncommon. To go up here and call it a stream and get ready for tomorrow. Let's see how this tournament ends up. The Elite 8 begins tomorrow. Haven't been to Greensburg in a while, so it'd be good to see what that looks like. They were fixing 3 up there for the longest time. Hopefully they're done with that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, it was It was a mediocre night, I guess, to say the least. We only had 3 Ubers the whole time. They all went to Rutgers. So anyway, we'll have the seating set. I'll go ahead and print that up tonight. And starting tomorrow, it'll be Michigan starting in the 8th position. So until next time, I will see you all in the future. And remember, we're all in this together.